I started mentoring particular therapists I felt they were wanting more and more and more about how to become a therapist in a business, but more of a business therapist, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they understood that if they understood how to run a business within the business, they had more power and were empowered and felt more control of what they were doing, and it helped them financially as well. So the coaching sort of just leaped out with one particular therapist, and she said, "Could you stop doing this one-on-one and get out there in the industry?" And I didn't really realize that the industry needed it. So it wasn't until she said, and then I just started testing the waters. And that's sort of a long story to get to how I met you, Sophia, because I started trying other coaches and they weren't working for me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I found you. So it made all sense to get there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if that makes sense. And that's yeah, really the journey of getting there. It just felt natural, but it was a process.
Amazing. And yeah, there's like kind of a saying that goes in the coaching industry, like sometimes you have to kiss a few frogs until you find your coach. Like it, unfortunately, like I think we all have an experience where we've hired someone and it didn't quite feel aligned or work out. And that's okay, because we can learn a lot from those experiences as well, like learn what not to do and things like that. But I'm super glad we've been
Yeah.
working together for quite some time now. And I'm so excited for people to be able to hear like the results you've been able to achieve from running events and things like that. But I'd love to hear, like, why is supporting beauty therapists important to you, and how does that link into your bigger mission?
Yeah, okay. So I feel to have the end of my big mission is to really empower women in business so they can live their best life
Mm-hmm.
and maximize their potential. So for me to get there, I've been in the industry 30 years. I feel I've got a lot of credibility. I've created um, a multi six-figure business and a six-figure business within 2 years. And I didn't realize what I was doing was something that was quite unique where no other
Yeah.
business at my time was doing it. And that was really building relationships quite intimately and authentically with your clients. And that just exploded. So I'm really onto something here. I've really mastered something that people aren't doing because that's what I wanted was customer service was so poorly addressed that I really understood it to the depth. And so why I want to help the industry so much is I know how much work we do, like the back end
Mm-hmm.
beauty therapists, skin therapists do, and working with the public on our feet all day, pretty much having to chop and change any moment. So we moving parts are going on all the time and doing things sometimes that we don't really want to do, but we know we need to do. We're so adaptable and so resilient and such hard working that we often don't get financially rewarded for the effort and the time and the energy and the love we give. So I want to make the industry, therapists in the industry, smart and have business smart a concept so they can create the life and business they love. They don't have to do the other way around. They don't have to work really hard to get where they need to be. We've done that too long now. We don't need to do that anymore. We can just be smarter about it and allow ourselves to really be empowered to have not shortcuts, but to understand that there are other ways of doing things. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want to
Totally
create.
understand that. And I think it's really good that you have a big mission. Like we were just talking about this off mic before we started the interview, like how important your why is, and how like when we have like a really, really big why, there's this like internal drive that just pushes us forward. And you were just sharing with me before how you just reflected on goals you had set, you know, quite some time back, and to see how much of that you've actually achieved, and that was because of the big why behind it all, right? And so I think that I'm not surprised of the success you've created both in, you know, your beauty therapy business, but then also in your coaching business, because it all is linking back to that bigger mission and strong driving force, right?
So true. Yeah, you need the why. That lights me up. Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely. Um, I know that you run events as part of your marketing strategy. That's something I've taught you. And I would really love to hear like why you decided to bring events into your business in particular in the first place.
Yeah, okay. I think a few reasons. It enables that there's more reach, there's more possibility.
Hmm.
You can be speaking like we're speaking on Zoom, and there could be up to 100 people, and depending on your level of Zoom capability or capacity. You could be reaching people all around the globe. That excites me. Um, and being able to train and educate is really my big reason. So to be able to pass on knowledge really fulfills my purpose. For more profitability, absolutely. You're So it's a win-win. So the person and the people get more opportunity, and you get more opportunity as well. So there is a lot of power in the reach. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
exciting.
Yeah, 100%. And I think as well, when you're running another business on the side, rather than you using like all this one-to-one time with each individual, being able to run an event and reach so many people at once, I know has been really impactful for you. And not even just running your own events, but I know that you've attended and been a speaker at other people's events, and that's had a beautiful effect as well for you. Like, again, just like being able to reach so many people all at once.
Yeah, that's the amazing part, because you don't realize the effect you're having until, say, the event's over, and then it's all the feedback and the follow-up, and that's the gold, really, absolutely, of how you can impact people on a much deeper level. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And you know, like you ran your first event a few months ago and it went really well. And I know that there were some challenges with that as well, just like anything we're learning for the first time, whether it's learning to ride a
Just
bike,
a few
drive a car, do whatever. Like whenever we learn something new, there's always going to be challenges and struggles along the way. But something that I really admire about you that I think speaks to why you got the result you did was because you followed through the full process and you had support along the way. And so, yeah, for context, everyone listening, like Naomi ran her first event online and she made almost $13,000 from it, just from one event, which is just an incredible achievement, like
so exciting.
in general, but then also for your first one. And despite, quite a large number of like tech challenges and things like that came up along the way. Like, I think that that's just so incredible. And that's just, yeah, really kicking off that marketing strategy with a bang. And now you've got a repeatable process that will just get easier and easier every time because you've learned and overcome the challenges that you faced from the first event, and you can pass on to every event that happens from there, right? And so
yeah,
you made a lot more money from your first event than I made from mine.
oh,
And
thank you, thanks to you, Sophie.
and I think it's just a testament to like the value you actually provide, right? Like, there are plenty of people that do run events and don't make money, like for two reasons. One, they don't have a proper process to follow to learn how to properly plan and promote and present online events. But also, like, they might not be like being able to deliver and express the value that they provide. But because you've helped your clients triple their revenue and all sorts of things because of your skill set and your experience and your practice, that just sells your program itself, because you are an embodiment of what it is you offer, right? You practice what you preach, you live it every day, and that's why it works. So I'd love to hear, like, what really changed for you when you ran your first event? I know you brought in almost $13,000, but like what else did that open up for you?
I think I got a lot of lessons from that. Was to make sure I was really well when I do an event. I was going through an extreme anemia, and I came out of 2 weeks of flat out working, and I thought I'd be really mentally prepared to do this because I've had 2 weeks of space, but I soon realized this is taking a lot more, being my first event, energy, effort, and just go type of thing. I felt like I was like forced out of a gate. So what you were asking, sir? So what
Just like, yeah, like what changed for you in your business when you brought in events?
Yeah, oh, okay. So it was more, yeah, a lot of people contacted me. It was like a good 7, 8 days of contact. A lot of people reaching out, appreciating my content, saying they'd actually pay for that so-called free content, which I gave.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So you kind of realize how much value I'm giving, but also you realize that that's just the foundations of business, and that it made me realize a lot of people don't have the foundations in place. So that was great. So I gave them a 3 days of incredible content for them to go off, and it created more following. A lot more people following me on my private Facebook page. Yeah, there was just a lot of great feedback. So, and also, yeah, I got 2 new clients from it, 2 new coaching clients from that event, 2 re-signs, and that weren't considering to re-sign, but they were like, I actually need this.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I think that's the power of the ongoing coaching helps. A lot of people think, oh, maybe I've done 3 months with you and that's it. And you, even though you talk about ongoing, but they realize, oh, actually, I do need more. So yeah, it created more, built the foundations, but allowed people to actually realize that, yeah, when they're being held accountable, that they get better results.
100%. So really you got 4 clients from running that 3-day event, right? You got 2 re-signs and you got 2 new clients. And on top of that, like if we just even take aside sales and income for a second, the other benefits by the sounds is like you learned a lot more about your audience. You realized how much they actually don't know and their starting point and their struggles, because they're communicating with you all throughout your event, like whether it's in the comments or whether you're in conversation with them after. And you learn so much about yourself, how you navigate challenges, how important it is to be organized with things like tech challenges and overcoming them, like all of these things. There was just so many learnings in such a short period of time. From your experience, like what would be like 3 small pieces of advice you'd give to coaches starting out with running events if it's their first time?
Definitely have a coach that knows what they're doing. So yeah, Sophie's the girl.
I did not pay her to say that.
No, love that. No, it really does help, because I had massive tech problems. I had a few emotional breakdowns. I was really pushed to my limit, and also I was worried about, because I only had a small amount of people in my Facebook group, a private Facebook group. I didn't have the eyeballs that you would have, and that's what worried me. I think there was a lot of things on the, mentally going on, and that's what you have to stay in check. So I would say 3 things would be very prepared, and I don't mean that on a marketing level and a strategy level, and that is very important, but prepared in the sense of having, I had a really strong ritual every morning. I would have strong visualization time of seeing my end in mind. Admittedly, I had 6 people signing, but it didn't matter in the end, because my capacity at the moment is ample, and I feel that that's really realistic. So I think you only receive what you can manage, and I think the universe is looking after me.
Yeah.
Even though you might think bigger and leap further in your mind, but it's okay. The end result was amazing. So being prepared, with visualizations, your marketing, your strategy, look after your energy levels, like really take care of yourself during the whole month of the pre-launch and the launch, and have a really good, strong follow-up strategy. Like make sure you're on. It was until the last minute, literally my last 2 signed on the day at 5:30 on the last of the open cart period. On the last day, it was 5:30, and 2 just signed, because I was just following up, but just in a very, very considerate, respectful way.
Of course. I think I love that you share that tip, because so many people give up early on in their cart open period, which is the phase where you're selling your offer after you've run the event. So many people give up because they don't get that instant gratification of a million people signing up, or people just bombarding them with DMs. And so if you don't have the strong mindset that you walk your talk in so heavily, like if you don't have that, it can be so easy to really get those mid-launch wobbles where you really start to get into scarcity and lack and fear and doubt, which is so normal. We've all been there. Like it's a normal part of the process. I've unfortunately, like I can even say myself, I've given up mid-launches when I first started out, because like I it got the better of me. And so if you don't have a strong mindset and strong support team, like you're saying, it can be really challenging. But the reason why you were able to reap those rewards of making 13 grand in a few days, right, is because you followed through the whole way.